What a dollar can teach you about real estate. Today on The Brian Murray Show. Welcome to The Brian Murray Show, a real estate show, New Jersey style. Today's discussion point, what a dollar can teach you about real estate. See, in a multiple bid situation or a bidding war, each party gets one opportunity to give their best number with their best terms. And how I educate my clients on what their best number is. On one hand, I say, hey, look, if you get it, that you're not going to wake up tomorrow morning and go, oh my gosh, I overpaid, we need to get out of here, I'm crazy, I've got buyer's remorse. So that's one hand. On the other hand, it's about this dollar. See, you need to pick a number, one that you can afford, but a number that if the next bid you wake up and you see it closes and it was whatever your dream home or the right home for you, and you see it closes and you bid $1 million and you see that the price it sold for was $1,001,001, and you look at your spouse and you go, that's okay, because I wasn't willing to pay $1 more. Literally $1. This is not some figuratively, because hey, let's face it, there's pretty much no number where it would be, oh, I wouldn't throw in an extra dollar. But mentally, you've drawn a line in the sand. That mentally, you're like, hey, if somebody's willing to bid $1 more, I'm okay with not having that property. They outbid me. It stopped being of value to me. I can't afford the one extra dollar because that means X, Y, Z. For my lifestyle, for my plan, my future plan, whatever it is, $1. So when you're in a multiple bid situation, on one hand, again, there's only one winner. And the winner is the one that pays the most. They overpay for it. They overpay for it. Oh, poor them. They get to live in a house while you keep looking. They lock in an interest rate while you still worry about it. That's what they get. They get a price that they're locked into while you watch prices rise. They get the house they want, you don't. But on the other hand, multiple bid, it's about the dollar. That's today's discussion point on how a simple dollar bill can tell you everything you need to know about your bid. Weekly market numbers, Hoboken, Jersey City, March 8th, 2022. So I've been doing these numbers for 20 years. Not on a weekly basis, but certainly on a monthly basis for 20 years. And I've been doing them on a weekly basis for the last few years because of the market volatility. First time ever. Hoboken, look at that. Under contract last 30 days, 102. Available listings, 100. Available listings greater than contracts under contract in the last 30 days. That means your months of inventory is under one. Under one. It's like the suburbs. It's a number that's hard to understand until you're out there as a buyer right now, where wow, there just aren't a lot of homes for sale, and the ones that are coming up, they have multiple offers in a day to 2 days. Sometimes they don't even hit the market at all, because a company like Compass that I work for, we have a lot of listings that are going to be coming soon that we market across the board to our agents so that we have 50 buyers for that particular property. And so sometimes they don't even really get on the open market but for 1 day. And that's really kind of an interesting phenomenon too. So here you are. What's going on in the market? Weekly market, less than a month of inventory in Hoboken. Jersey City, which was running 4 or 5 months of inventory all last year, which is still pretty good, month and a half. That's getting scary. You take out the new construction, it's a month. Sold price to ask price, just watch those numbers rise over the next 30 days, 60 days. I promise you they're going to be over 100% in both markets. Because when you have multiple bid situations, you have people who bid more than ask because they want to have the property. So watch those numbers. The average days on market, a little bit of a misnomer because it kind of takes in some properties that may be new construction that have been sitting there for a long time, 6 months, 8 months, a year. I'm going to give you the median days next week so you can kind of compare it to that. Let's see, another big number in both of these markets. Look at the new in the past 30 days. Only 56, 58 new in the last 30 days. There's not the inventory coming on the market. Hey, it's March. It's the spring market. If we don't see those numbers by April 1st climb up to over 100 in the last 30 days, just know that if you think it's tough now, it's going to look like Disneyland now compared to what it's going to look like in April and May and June. That's just where it is. So honestly, if we're sitting here with the first week of April numbers and we're not seeing new of over 100 in the last 30 days, be prepared for upward pressure on prices. Even more than the 10% we've had this year already. It's not inflation. Inflation's up almost 8% this year alone. So I had a client that said, well, big deal that prices are up 10%. Inflation is up 8. If you want to call it a wash, we're really up 2. But it's not really like that because real estate doesn't quite track the same way. The big things that enter into inflation right now, it seems like, are car prices and gas prices, and everybody knows what gas prices are doing, and anybody who's trying to buy a car knows what car prices are doing. So imagine if real estate was chugging along like gas and car prices. Just letting you know, car prices are up 40%, real estate prices up 10%. There's some room there, right? There's some room there. So these are the weekly numbers, Hoboken, Jersey City. If you have specific questions about a specific market segment, like a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, hey, I'm looking for something in uptown, downtown, Paulus Hook, Brownstone, reach out to me directly because every market has its opportunities and its challenges, and I can show you where both are. These are the weekly market numbers, March 8th, 2022. The good, the bad, the ugly, inflation edition. So I just did a segment about the dollar and the power of the dollar in your multiple bid. But so now let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of the dollar. Let's say the bad. I mean, the bad is that, that dollar that you had at the beginning of the year is now only worth about that much of a dollar. Oh, look, there's a hole in the dollar. See, that's what's happening. Inflation. It's eating a hole in your dollar. That means less money for improvements, furniture, down payments. It just buys you less. So that's the bad. The good is that if you actually do buy a house or an apartment or a condo or co-op, that it's a hedge against inflation and you get to live in it. And so when inflation pushes up on all the prices, well, the biggest thing that you have with the most leverage gets a boost as well. There's nothing better than putting 20% down. That's $1 for every $4 borrowed, so $1 for every 5, and then letting it grow. A 10% increase. Think about a 10% increase. Let's say your home inflates 10% and you put 20% down. That's really like a 50% increase to you. Let's think about that, right? So you put $10 down of your place that's worth $50, right? You put 10, and now it just went up 10%. So now your place is worth $55. You put 10 down and you've made $5 profit. That's 50% return. Doesn't get any better than that. We should call the segment bad, best, worst. Because, okay, we talked about the inflation and how there's a hole in your dollar. We talked about how the dollar actually turns into, like $1.50. And then we talk about, the daily challenges of inflation right now is that everything is costing more. That's the hole in your dollar. But it's that there's uncertainty with it, right? When does it stop? When does it end? People want to buy real estate, but there's nothing to buy. So it's a bit of a challenge, and that's kind of the ugly part of it. So the best part is that your dollar turns into $1.50, and the bad part is that your dollar has a hole in it. But the ugly part is you're just not sure about when it ends, and there's really no good game plan for that. You certainly know the ugly part when you go to the gas station, and councilwoman in Hoboken, she posted how she went to the gas station during the day one day, and then an hour later at the same gas station it was 16 cents more a gallon. Now, that's pretty ugly. Of course, if you're a buyer right now and you go see a place one week and it's, X, next week the exact same place across the hall is more than 16 cents higher. I promise you that. So this is the good, the bad, the ugly inflation edition. Let me leave you with a quote today. Let's pick one here. Napoleon Hill: the person who plans his day in advance goes about his work logically and efficiently. When there is no organization schedule, there is no place to begin. Isn't that true? Isn't that true? It's true for my dollar too. If I don't plan where it is, then boom, it starts eating up that hole inside. So one good place to begin is by planning each week to watch the Brian Murray Show episodes and to like comment, and share. You can find them on my blog site, on the murraypropertygroup.com website, on Google My Business, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I'm doing daily realtor tips that you can see on Instagram, and you can also see them on TikTok. They go on TikTok first, then they roll over to Instagram. So for you TikTokers out there, just Murray Property Group, and you'll be able to see a lot of great 1-minute videos that are daily realtor tips for buyers and sellers. They'll give you lots of inside information. Definitely share, comment, like. Please leave me a Google business review. That's all I'm looking for, is a Google business review. And of course, for you to send me your friends and family who want to buy, sell, or be educated about the market. Again, thanks for watching. If there's anything that you disagree with, please reach out to me and I'll show you why you're wrong.